19 to 21 age group, which is a tough age group. So he was a disappointment. Robin, the guy who didn't train, he's second in his age group. But as his brother pointed out, there were only 3 of you. Evan had beaten like 25 people. Robin beat like 2. And then of course, there was the old man, and you could do the sprint or you could do the Olympic distance. And all the real athletes were doing the Olympic and I was doing the sprint. So I was like 3rd in my age group. So I got a medal, Robin got a medal. Evan, who's the fastest, gets nothing, but he qualified. So we're going, oh, hey, next year, we're all going to be in this event. No, we all weren't in the event. It was way too expensive. Normally a race costs you $85 to go in. This race was $300. And then you have to buy the uniform, and you have to buy this, and buy this, and buy this. And I went, I could probably do 20 races for the cost of this one, so I'm not going to do it. And Robin went, I'd like to do that, but I'm busy. Busy? You're too busy to do the race? Evan did the race, he did okay. He finished, he came across the line, he's trying to catch the guy in front of him. He gets across the line, he's pushed so hard, he's leaning over like this. And that's when he threw up on Simon Whitfield's feet, because Simon Whitfield was the announcer for the race. So, and that was really cool. That's really cool because they take a video of you when you're finishing the race. So we got a video of him throwing up on Simon Whitfield's feet. The guy I feel sorry for is the guy who was just finishing the race behind Evan. So he's running across here, you know, he's all happy, he's waving, and in the corner you can see this kid puking on somebody else's feet. So his wasn't so impressive. But it was neat. And I said to Robin, you know, you're too busy, what are you too busy doing? And he says, oh, well, I'm playing rugby. And I'm going, rugby's more important than this. But that was Robin's passion. Robin's passion was rugby, not triathlon. Mine's triathlon, so I like doing that. Robin was sort of, triathlon's okay, but it's not rugby. So, and the reason I bring him up is because, I don't know why, but for some reason he tried to follow his father's footsteps. So I said, you know, if you really care about something, you go for it. So Robin, who's 22, was just in Australia and New Zealand in the month of July with rugby stuff. Now he's not a player anymore because he's built a little bit like me, only skinnier. He's a couple inches taller than me and probably 10 pounds lighter than me. So he couldn't play because he was just getting too small compared to the other people. But he could referee. So now, at 22, he's being flown around the world to referee rugby.
Because it's now a profession.
Yeah, but he's not quite getting to the paid stage yet. You know, but he was in Vancouver last year when they had the Vancouver Sevens that were there, and they've asked him to go back. He was in South Carolina doing the college championships down there. So it's all expenses paid, and he gets a per diem, but he doesn't actually get paid for the games that he's doing right now. In Edmonton, when he referees up here, men's league, he gets paid for doing that. So I'm going, oh, this is good. This is good. He followed in his father's foot. He's doing what he wants to do. He found a passion, and he's following it. So comes along a little further. Last year, I was supposed to be doing a race, and he was getting close to race time, and I went, my knee's sore, I can't do the race. So I won't race this year. And the year before, I wasn't able to race. And that one was okay because it was really cold. And then this year, it was cold, but I saw there was a new race out there. That's the one medal that isn't tangled up because this is the last one I got. So last year, you have a new race down there at the ITU. I still have to swim with the worms. I still get to ride my bike, but I don't have to run because now they have something called an aqua bike, which I'd never heard of. So you do the same swim, the same bike ride, but you don't have to run. And I'm going, oh, okay. I'm getting another medal. Because I look at the list of people that are there, how many people are in the race. There's 25 people in the race. I take a look and I go, oh, there's one old lady in here. She's like in the 70 to 74 age group, so she's older than me. But I'm the oldest guy. There's 2 guys in my age group. And one of the guys was the guy psyched out with the worms that one year. I know I'm going to beat him. I know I can beat him. So I'm going, as long as I don't fall off the bike, I'm finishing first. And sure enough, we go out there for the race, and Fat Dan was in the race. I call him Fat Dan even though he isn't fat. Because Fat Dan always tells me, I'm going to beat you. This time I'm going to beat you. I've been training, I'm in shape. I beat Fat Dan by 10 minutes. And I'm waiting at the end where he's coming in, because he gave us these great big towels to wrap around us because it's cold. And I got a big towel from him. Dan, I knew you were going to be cold coming in. So I put this right here. Get away from me. But yeah, it was cool. I get to win races. So I'm thinking, I'm going to keep doing this stuff. In another few years, we're going to have another grand final here. And this time I'm going to make Robin concentrate on his racing, and Evan, and it'll be the three of us will do the race. And I think that'll be pretty cool. And then maybe I'll be able to retire from the racing. So that's sort of my background to that, and that's where this shirt came from. Oh, by the way, it says here it's a qualifying event. Yeah, I qualified. I could go to, this one was qualifying to go to Cancun last year, so I could have been on the Canadian team. But that's just because there aren't that many old people left anymore that I need to race. This sounds a little morbid, but the triathlon community is kind of small, and there was this guy that I knew named John O'Kelly. John O'Kelly used to beat me in the races. Then I was reading in the paper, John O'Kelly died. And the first thing that goes through my head is, oh, geez, that's too bad. Second thing that goes through my head is, I just moved up one place. One less guy up there that can beat me. I told his wife that. She sort of saw the funny side. She didn't think it was real funny. She was sort of okay with that. Sort of okay. She didn't have, Sheila O'Kelly is the one who organizes the big triathlon when it comes to Edmonton here. So she's a pretty big wheel. But anyways, all that aside, now it comes to the important stuff that I got to tell you guys. My triathlon stuff didn't start to happen for me until I was like around 50. So I was a slow starter on that. And I retired at 55, and people said, what are you going to do when you retire? What are you